and thank you for your interest in our product. So I will right now start with that. Today we are talking about this part of our solutions. And you see a whole landscape of our solutions, and I want to explain you the differences between. All these orange boxes are products based on the same technology, which is an SOE cell, a ceramic cell, solid oxide ceramic cell. And we are using those fuel cell part of the technology in single-family houses. That's the topic today. In larger units, commercial fuel cells, as well as in off-grid solutions. And off-grid means really a true off-grid, no gas grid, no electricity grid, and I will come back to that in a minute. And you could use exactly the same cells in a stack also for the electrolyzer part of our business. So we have electrolyzers converting renewable energy and steam into hydrogen, or with the co-electrolyzer into syngas, and finally in synthetic fuels. And interesting for us is that this part of the business brings us volume for the repeating parts of the fuel cell, bringing cost benefits into this sector of the business. And last comment to this landscape, so our vision is to provide renewable energy in the form and at the time and in the volume where it is needed. Form means it could be molecules, could be synthetic fuels, could be hydrogen, and then we would spread out to the final applications. Also a benefit towards the home solution, the residential fuel cell solutions, comes from our experience in the remote areas. So we have fuel cells in Siberia along the gas pipeline based on natural gas. We have remote fuel cells based on propane, butane, on liquid fuels, or liquid gas, and we could benefit by such for the unit we are talking today about. And this is the picture of the unit, the residential fuel cell, and with such, we could leverage the SFC technology towards the single-family houses, converting either natural gas into power and heat or LPG. And why LPG? Why do we starting with this segment of the market? Because there's no solution available. So if you have a heating system based on oil, because there's no gas grid, no natural gas grid, then you have not so much sustainable alternatives you could go for if you want to modernize your heating system, or if you are looking for a sustainable emission-free solution. And with our fuel cell, you have this in hand. So you could go for a tank with LPG, so the usual camping gas, I would say, like you could buy in every market. And then you could feed the fuel cell on site, providing power and heat to your home. So these families have now a solution available to have a sustainable delivery of power and heat for the flat or for the house. And the method we are working with that is a single unit, and you can see that at our booth, which is D46 in this direction. The single unit, the pure fuel cell, and then you could combine that with an existing heating system or a new one, which means there are several, of course, providers of peak boilers, peak burners, and the peak load boiler would provide additional heating if this is needed, and both units delivering the heat towards the heat storage. And out of the heat storage, you could take out the usual things you need, which mostly are warm water and the water for the heating system in the house. So this is the combination, and this means also that you could add such a fuel cell to an existing heating system in the house. And in addition to that, of course, you would provide the power to the existing infrastructure. Could also be that you have a battery in addition to that, which brings you in a position that you also could store that between the consumption and the production by the fuel cell. Diving into the details, just to explain that again, we have the peak load burner. It's a traditional heating system. It could be smaller sized than if you have this alone. And then you have the fuel cell, and this is a combination. And out of that combined system, you have the water and the heat. That should only give you an idea about that in addition. That's energy management above that. Take care for the right balance between the operation of both systems to leverage the efficiency of the fuel cell as much as possible. And talking about that, having said that, and once I be able to change now we have it, I come to the numbers just to show you the details. So we have 750 watt out of the fuel cell. It sounds for the first time a bit low once you're thinking about a fridge, or if you're thinking about an oven or cooking equipment or about a washing machine, but in average this is truly enough for single family house. And in addition to that, that's a small mistake, it's 1.3 kilowatt thermal power. And both combined, you would reach almost 90% total efficiency. And you could choose between propane and natural gas, depending on your infrastructure. What else should I say? Typically, we would operate that between 5,000 and 6,000 hours per year. It depends on the consumption of your household. And during the summertime, there's mostly a time when you would switch off the unit and will not heat your house. The fuel cell will be is based on, what should I do? Thank you for that. The fuel cell sizing is based on the normal consumption of a single family house, and here you see an example of a German household. It's based on investigation of Rosenberger, and it's still true. And what the reason why I show you this figure is just to tell you about the reduction of the primary energy consumption based on the efficiency of the fuel cell. And this brings sustainability to the whole case. Next slide, please. So we are able to provide such solutions to the market based on our experiences of 10 years working in the field of electrolyzer and fuel cell. We are 130 people doing that. And on the right-hand side, you see several international recognitions of our experience and our knowledge. So we are really proud to be 5 years in a row amongst the Clean Tech 100 companies. And then on the left-hand side, you see interesting investors, including 2 utilities, and this is also a driver of the fuel cell business for single-family houses. the great support of joint undertaking, fuel cell hydrogen joint undertaking, so the EU support within the program PACE gives us a chance to provide the fuel cell system for a price which is comparable with existing heating systems, traditional heating systems, and that's great. And we will start the manufacturing in Q4 of this year, having the pilot projects, the pilot units available by early summer, and then we could provide up to 500 units supported by the EU this year, end of this year, and then early next year for the market. Next slide, please. This should give you some impressions about the company. This is in our facility in Dresden. Here you see the stacks. Here we are producing the stacks, and this is in Brandenburg, the manufacturing site, to give you an impression of that. And so we could combine the previous developed solutions of Weiland, the heat equipment supplier in Germany. So we have the 6th generation right now, combining that with the knowledge of New Energy from Brandenburg, with very small LPG-based systems, and our long-lasting experience with electrolyzers and fuel cells as well. And this brings everything together for the units which we call Sunfire-Home. Next slide. So I want to thank you for your attention, and I'm now ready for your questions.
Thank you very much, Andreas Frömmel. Are there any questions from the audience at the moment? Okay. So you said it will be on the market, the Sunfire-Home, starting summer, end of the year. What do you expect? Like, you're German-based. Are you focusing on the German market, or are you distributing all over?
Yeah, there is a special focus on the German market, but of course we are the PACE program is dedicated for whole Europe, so we are open for installation in whole Europe.
Okay. And you talked about it's for households and flats. So what about rented flats? Is it also easily possible to put it in rented flats and take it out again, or how complicated is this?
Let's start first with your word flat. So I expect that you're talking about multi-family houses. And I think we need a room with a heating system. And I don't expect that every flat has such a room. So we are more with the single family house. And of course, this could be rented. And in such a case, I would talk to my landlord. But yes, normally, if you really insist on that, and the landlord would not provide or would support or would not like such an idea, you could take it out. It's a box and some pipes. So you could take it with you, or you stay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much again. So if you have further
welcome.
questions or want to discuss the topic, please go over to booth D46 in this direction. Andreas Frömmel will be there to answer your question. Thank you very much again.
Thank you so much.